6:30 table. Look at this. Here comes the authority. Get him to Dean Ambrose.
Welcome, wrestling warriors. You're tuned into Wrestle Watch Central, your daily dose of WWE. Hit that bell, and let's get started. The lights dropped, and the arena fell into an anticipatory hush. Every eye strained, every heartbeat felt amplified, and somewhere in the shadows, a familiar presence moved with purpose. The mystery man of Survivor Series War Games. 2025 had captivated the WWE Universe for weeks, leaving fans speculating, rewinding footage, and analyzing every gesture. No name, no face, just energy, precision, and control. But the truth, long hidden in darkness, is no longer a rumor. The masked figure is Seth Rollins, the architect of chaos, silently rewriting the story of WWE from the shadows. A return in silence. From the very final moments of War Games, the masked man's interference sent shockwaves. Every move, every calculated step, every pause communicated intent. Seth Rollins didn't need to reveal his face to make a statement. His presence alone carried meaning. The WWE Universe may have seen shadows, glimpses, and fragments, but those familiar with the ring instinct immediately recognized his posture, his movements, his signature flair. It was Rollins, not hidden by circumstance, but hidden by choice. He understood the power of mystery, of watching while others believed they were in control. The moment of impact. The masked figure's interference at War Games disrupted the flow of the match without ever engaging directly. Timing, placement, and subtle influence created opportunity without overt confrontation. Every observer backstage, every fan analyzing footage, and every WWE superstar watching the chaos felt its presence. Seth Rollins' message was clear. Control doesn't always require force. Sometimes it's the quiet manipulation, the unseen hand, the patient observer who shapes outcomes long before anyone steps into the spotlight. Raw's upcoming revelation. The next chapter begins on Monday Night Raw, where the masked man will finally remove the veil. The face of Seth Rollins will be revealed, but more importantly, his motives, intentions, and strategy will come to light. This is not merely a comeback, it's a revelation. Rollins has returned to reshape the WWE landscape, to send a message to rising stars, and to demonstrate that even in a world obsessed with power, experience and foresight remain decisive. The slow burn storytelling ensures that every step, every pause, every glance carries meaning. The mastermind at work. Seth Rollins' methodical approach highlights the depth of his in-ring intelligence. The masked man was not a distraction, but a statement, a symbol of observation and control. WWE has crafted countless narratives around him, but Rollins has quietly taken charge, dictating perception and controlling reactions. He does not merely participate in storylines, he architects them. His presence, even in disguise, forces competitors, fans, and commentators to reconsider assumptions, creating tension and anticipation that fuels the next wave of narrative evolution. Targeting the future. While the interference at War Games was subtle, it targeted the perfect narrative point. Braun Breaker. The rising star embodies strength, momentum, and fan excitement, a combination that demands respect and careful strategy. Rollins' choice to focus on Braun was not personal malice. It was an illustration of his ability to influence outcomes and shape perception. By stepping into the story as the masked observer, Rollins ensured that every victory and triumph by Braun would be viewed through the lens of anticipation, foreshadowing a confrontation that will feel inevitable when it finally arrives. Psychological warfare. The genius of Seth Rollins' return lies in its psychological layering. Fans are not merely watching a match, they are watching a calculated mind at work. The masked man's interference introduced doubt, speculation, and heightened tension. Every audience member is compelled to question motivations and predict outcomes. This is storytelling at its highest level, where every glance, movement, and delay is intentional, heightening drama without overt action. Rollins has transformed silence into suspense, strategy into spectacle. Setting the stage for Raw. As Monday Night Raw approaches, the anticipation intensifies. WWE is preparing a moment that goes beyond a traditional return. Rollins' reveal will not only answer lingering questions, but also establish him as a central architect in ongoing storylines. Fans will experience a mix of shock, nostalgia, excitement, and even fear as Seth steps into the light, not with theatrics, but with the quiet, controlled confidence of a man who has observed, calculated, and waited for the perfect moment. Every action leading up to this moment was deliberate, building toward a reveal that promises to change the narrative trajectory of WWE, the balance of power. Braun Breaker may enter the ring as a dominant force, but Rollins' interference signals a shift in balance. This is not about championships alone. It is about control, influence, and perception. When Seth finally acts, it will be a statement to the entire roster that rising talent can be observed, challenged, and redirected. Rollins demonstrates that power is not solely defined by strength or speed. It is defined by timing, strategy, and the ability to remain several steps ahead, shaping events before anyone realizes it. Layers of storytelling. The brilliance of this storyline lies in its layers. On the surface, fans see a masked man interfering, a wrestler returning from absence. Beneath that, there is calculated strategy, observation, and a lesson in patience. Beneath even that is the influence of WWE's creative vision, where long-term storytelling and character evolution intertwine. Every camera angle, every silhouette, every delayed reveal has been intentional, constructing a narrative that rewards both casual viewers and the most detail-oriented fans. The power of anticipation. By keeping his identity hidden at War Games, Seth Rollins maximized anticipation. WWE storytelling thrives on the unknown, and Rollins leveraged that to perfection. Fans are now waiting, theorizing, and emotionally investing in the story, understanding that his eventual reveal will carry greater weight than any immediate confrontation could. Anticipation itself becomes a tool, amplifying the impact of each subsequent action and ensuring that the moment of revelation will resonate deeply with the audience. The moment of truth. When Seth Rollins finally removes the mask on Raw, it will not be a simple reveal. It will be an event layered with emotion, history, and strategic impact. His presence, calm yet commanding, will dominate the narrative. The crowd will experience shock, recognition, and awe simultaneously. Rollins' actions will clarify his motives, outline his strategy, and reset the landscape of WWE storylines. Every match, every rivalry, and every championship will now be contextualized through the lens of his calculated return. Control, beyond titles. This return is not defined by titles or wins alone. Rollins' interference and subsequent reveal are about influence, power, and legacy. By targeting Braun Breaker, he demonstrates that even the most unstoppable forces can be observed, manipulated, and challenged. The message is clear. In WWE, experience and intellect are as formidable as raw physicality. Rollins positions himself as a master of narrative control, proving that the true architect is always several steps ahead of both the audience and the competitors. A new era begins. The Raw after Survivor Series will mark the beginning of a new era in WWE. The mystery man becomes the revealed strategist, the shadow becomes a presence in plain sight, and the narrative shifts from speculation to action. Fans will witness not only a return, but a transformation of power dynamics. Seth Rollins is not returning simply to compete. He is returning to redefine expectations, challenge assumptions, and assert control over the future of WWE storytelling. Conclusion: the architect in control. Seth Rollins' War Games appearance, hidden under a mask, was a calculated prelude to a larger narrative. By patiently observing, strategically intervening, and finally preparing for the moment of revelation, Rollins demonstrates the depth of his understanding of WWE as both sport and story. His upcoming Raw appearance will blend suspense, strategy, and spectacle, delivering a multifaceted impact on the roster, the audience, and the championships in play. This is not a return for glory alone. It is a return for control, influence, and the careful shaping of WWE's present and future. The mask will come off, the motives will be revealed, and the WWE Universe will witness the beginning of a new era orchestrated by Seth Rollins, the architect of strategy, suspense, and unstoppable influence.